I get quite sentimental and gooey about Lords because it's an incredibly special place in sport.
I love coming to Lords. It's a cliche, but it is the home of cricket, and the ground is great. You get a pretty good view from almost everywhere. You feel connected with the game.
You go and you think, this is what it's about. This is a traditional ground with so much history and magic, and you know that it's so well looked after, and you kind of remember the moments going back over the years when you see highlights of great cricket games and you're like, you still recognise the ground to this day, even though it has been changed somewhat.
I was here for the first time last year, and I had a tour around the long room and all the dressing room and the boards where all the hundreds and the bowlers are on. And it's, sports it's about memories, it's about history, and this is probably the most iconic cricket ground in the world.
Lords for me is the place I first watched Test cricket. This is the place where I was brought to 1993 Ashes, the series where Warne bowled the ball. And I remember, I was about 7 or 8, I think, and I remember vividly, we were sat in the mound stand, and I remember my dad vividly saying to me, "Now, I hope you're going to be okay today. It's a long day and you don't get the commentary when you're in the ground." I went, "What? What do you mean you don't get the commentary?" But we found a hat, we found a radio hat, one of those nerdy hats with the aerial and the 2 bits. So I was just sat there until about lunchtime when my sister came and picked me up because they thought I wouldn't be able to last the whole day. So that was my first memory of watching cricket, and it was here at Lords, and it's always been brilliant.
And I think it's a great club. It's managed to adapt, to the changes. The mound stand, the media centre, things have changed, and it's kept pace with life. But it's what better place to watch cricket, and you just walk on that turf. It's like a carpet out there. It just it feels different.
I remember one of the sort of vivid memories is coming here in '85 at the beginning of the series that summer against the West Indies. It was Chris Broad's first Test match, and he got 55, I remember, in the first innings. And I was sitting in the little enclosure surrounded by his family and friends and everything. They were absolutely just over the moon when he got his 50. And I also remember both of them leaning over from the players' balcony, shouting to me about the old grey whistle test, something or other. So yeah, then I became a much more regular visitor here at Lords from then on.
All players to this day are most excited by getting a fifer at Lords, or a century at Lords, or even just to have their first test at Lords is an incredible feeling. You can talk to any player and they'll say that. In that sense, it's a little like perhaps Wimbledon or the US Masters at Augusta. There are these kind of very sacred and extraordinary places.
I've been here 4 or 5 times now, but it still feels the same when you come here, when you see how it's all landscaped, when you see how it's all looked after. It is a special place, and I think everybody who has been here will say the same.
I've been lucky, thanks to Mike Gatting's generosity, to sit in the president of the MCC's box. That's pretty cool, sitting there in the grandstand with it laid out before you. I wouldn't mind watching a game from the media centre because they get a great view. I've popped into the TMS box when the game was on. My wife Imelda cooked a lemon drizzle cake which Michael Vaughan ate on air. When we got home there were dozens of texts from our friends saying we tuned in for the cricket and all we can hear is Michael Vaughan spluttering through crumbs.
It's just one of those great magical places, and the architecture's brilliant. You have the coving on the ceilings and the sash windows, and you know that everything has been here for goodness knows how long, and that other people have sat here far more important than me being interviewed about achievements, and I'm just kind of here appreciating their achievements.
Hi, click here for more excellent videos from the Lords YouTube channel.